Yeah, on the daily. This is what I do. Get in tune.
Salutations. Fair game with TJ Orem. I cannot believe this crap. Los Angeles Lakers lost for the 11th time in a row against the Denver Nuggets. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse and say Denver has their number. It's psychological. It's none of that. Denver is just better. It's their time to shine right now. They are looking like the best team in basketball, which is unfortunate that LA has to play them in the first round. So they're going to get swept for the second year in a row. They seem defeated. There wasn't even no fight in the second half. Outside of this game, I don't want to get into it yet. I gotta always give respect when it's due. Speaking of Denver, is always a player that steps up for them who is an unsung hero. Game two, it was Michael Porter Jr. showing up, hitting clutch, timely shots, keeping them in the flow while LA was protecting the lead. Then we knew what happened. They stole the game with a Jamal Murray game-winning shot. This game is Aaron Gordon, 29 points, 15 boards. He didn't really miss any shots. 83% um, at the free throw line. Um, a lot of his plays were dunks. So he definitely gets the game ball and the things he provides for Denver all the way around defensively, showing that grit, his toughness. So he broke out tonight. That caused a lot of confusion with the Lakers game plan. You're not going to account for Aaron Gordon, and game plan for him is going to be Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and hopefully slow them down to have a chance and an opportunity to win the game. But yeah, Denver has too many players that shows up and have confidence. Also, I'm gonna say before giving the star players their credit for Denver, their role players also, when it's their time to play in the game, they allow their stars to get much needed rest. They are a complete unit. I like Christian Braun, this kid Watson. He's a long, rangy the defender who seems to have some potential. It's my first time viewing him. I'm not watching Denver games like that. I'm sure many people across the world isn't watching Denver like that, but he seems like a solid find. And then we can go to the stars. Jamal Murray, 22 points, plus seven, 9 assists. Um, he was off from three. He was really off from two. So yeah, we're going to give the game ball to Aaron Gordon, but great players always find a way to get their stats. So he ends up with 22. Nikola Jokic had 24, so he was playing the point center role, 9 assists, 15 boards, and letting the game come to him. He did not force anything, which you want from your best player. You can dominate in many facets of the game, whether it's scoring, rebound, assist, leadership. He brings that to the table. And also, Michael Porter Jr. stepped up again, had another solid game, 20 points, 10 rebounds. along with shooting 50% from the field, 8 for 16. Not a bad game. Now we got to get to this legacy talk with LeBron, with these young crop of athletes I dubbed the new blood. Where are you going to get a championship look? Denver, Minnesota. We're going to the East, the Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, Milwaukee Bucks, and going back and forth between the East and the West. It's a lot of teams on the come up. I can't forget about OKC, who has a bright future ahead of them. Where are the Lakers going to get in the championship picture again? Can't forget about the Los Angeles Clippers, the team that's that shares the same stadium, Crypto Arena, with the Los Angeles Lakers. Can we rightfully say that the Lakers are better than them? LeBron, I don't know what is he going to do, but the way it's looking, sometimes we got to gracefully bow out. I know he prepares himself every off season, works on his craft extremely hard. He does what he has to do to maintain his level of play. He puts millions of dollars in his body to stay in tip top shape. I get all of that, but bruh, I get it. I get it. You about to be 40. You love the game, but basketball is entertainment too. We look at once MJ retired, it was Kobe Bryant, it was Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson. There's other players who are going to take over once a great player retires, who is the best in the league. Bron is coming around that time where you're going to have to let like a Luka Doncic flourish. You're going to have to let Ant-Man take his rightful seat at the table. You're going to have to let these young bucks fight it out for the top slot. I'm sorry, and yeah, your time is up, and I get it. You stretching it out. You want your son to play to extend the storyline, creating a different narrative. Oh, he's playing with his son, so that's going to extend your career. But I say, man, if it's all about being in this GOAT conversation, which is preference anyway, I will always say Michael Jordan was the first global athlete that took the game to new heights from Bird and Magic. He's impacting the game outside of the court with his shoes. He has the same patterns pretty much, and he's going to sell out. So that's his impact. Also, being the first black owner of an NBA team and resonating outside of the NBA, he really inspired people to play the game of basketball. Plus, he was at a different time where he was first. We give credit to the ones that are first. He is the first golden child. So people in the 80s, 70s, 60s are going to hold him in a higher regard, esteem, and going to forever hold him up to this pedestal. He was a media marvel, marketing genius, the Wheaties, like Mike with the Gatorade, Hanes. When it came to all of the sponsorships, without Mike pulling that off, a lot of players today would not have that look in terms of, okay, these athletes are viable to create brands to feed their families and create more generational wealth outside of solely playing the game of basketball. Mike is going to forever get his credit for that. LeBron, on the other hand, you are also impactful in a way with having a school in Akron, Ohio. um, doing things outside the court with your media company, and you're doing a podcast with JJ Redick, Mind the Game podcast. I think it's ingenious to have someone who's been dominating for 20 plus years to actually sit down and break down different aspects of the game of basketball. Is cool as hell. Similar to like Mike when he was talking to Ramar Rashad. That was cool back in the day. It was like, okay, when you get an interview with Mike, you gonna go through Rashad. So the same thing with JJ Redick with Mind the Game podcast. But when it comes to on the court, I feel like you did enough. You broke 40K. So that was Kareem's record. He was the number one person in NBA history to maintain that scoring record. You actually got past that mark of 40,000 points. And we all should realize who played in the game. We have Wilt Chamberlain, we had Michael Jordan, Kareem, we had other greats who had the opportunity to have that record. So that should be deemed as special. It shouldn't be looked at as, oh, that's a longevity award and just dismiss work that an athlete put in. 20 years is a long time. I remember when I was playing, and it wasn't for no 20 years. Once I reached to a certain plateau, it was just like, all right, cool. I'm falling back. I'm tired of being sore. And all of this, I got to find different avenues in life. I can't no longer play the game of basketball. So for LeBron to dedicate his time like he has for the love of the game, he does not get enough credit for putting it all on a line like that. He is a billionaire. He could have, like, a few years ago just say like, hey, I'm Gucci. I don't have to, there's nothing more for me to prove. But for him to still attack and have all of the statistics pretty much, that deserves a certain amount of credit. I see cats laughing. And that's the thing, right? With this era, we, like, in the 90s, the 80s, we appreciated our athletes more. Now with this news cycle, it gotta be a certain amount of hate. We can't appreciate when somebody lay it down, like put it on the line. And KD falls into that description too. Like, why can't we just show KD love? Yeah, he went to Golden State. Okay, that was years ago. Can we as supporters move on? Like, okay, he made that move. Now it's like he's a snake, he's a cupcake, he's not in the all-time greatest list because he made one move that you did not like. So we go to tear KD down. I feel like how we critique these current day athletes who are clearly more advanced in terms of skill on the court isn't fair. We never came at Reggie Miller like that. We didn't come at Karl Malone like that. We did not come at Patrick Ewing like that. We did not come at Charles Barkley. We appreciated who they were. Yes, Jordan was the GOAT, the greatest of all time. The Chicago Bulls held that position, but we still treated players in the 90s with more respect. Now it's like ring culture. If you don't get a ring, or if you fail, lose a game, it's totally unfair. So I want to also add that aspect to it as well. But legacy-wise, yeah, LeBron, your storyline, it's about to be over. You got to hang it up, man. Like, I don't want you to get swept again.
Oh,